I believe this is going to be the last character ranking I do this month. I might have a couple top 10s out before the end of October. Don't quote me on that. I'm going to try to have them. But as for now, this is going to be the last character ranking I do for this Halloween. So I've reviewed all the Saw movies. I have ranked all the Saw movies. Now I'm going to rank all 8 of the Jigsaw killers, accomplices, apprentices, copycats, whatever you want to call them, from worst to best. So let's go ahead and get started at number 8, the worst Jigsaw killer. And easy for me is going to be Logan from Jigsaw. First of all, Jigsaw is one of my least favorite of the franchise. I don't think it's nearly as god-awful as a lot of Saw fans think it is, but it's still one of my least favorite of the franchise, and this is easily my least favorite twist reveal of the franchise as well. All these years later, a brand new apprentice that predated all other apprentices, I just wasn't buying it. And yeah, I thought it was a pretty lazy reveal, pretty stupid motivation as to why John Kramer found him in the first place. So yeah, I don't even see them continuing this character's story from here, so he's here at last place. Number 7, I'm going to have Jill Tuck from the later stage Saw films, 4 through 7. And unlike Logan, I don't hate Jill. I thought that she was a pretty interesting character. I liked the way the actress played her, but we don't really get her as an accomplice for most of the franchise. Really, the only time she does anything Jigsaw related is at the end of 6, where she puts Hoffman in the new and improved reverse bear trap. So, yeah, she doesn't really get much to do as a Jigsaw killer other than that one scene, but I did like the reveal that she was told by John to take care of Hoffman should he go off the rails, and go off the rails he did. But, yeah, don't hate her, but she just didn't do enough as a killer to get much higher on this list. 6th place is going to be Zepp Hindle from the original Saw. The red herring of the film, the entire movie, we're led to believe that he's the killer, and he's not the killer, obviously. He gets taken out by Adam, and then we get the final twist of that film. But I like Michael Emerson. I think he's a very underrated actor, and he was pretty good for the limited screen time he had in the original Saw film. And I did like the reveal that he was being tested by Jigsaw in the film. Although his test never really made sense to me. He was being tested because he had no life, but his test was to murder an innocent woman and child. What the hell is that supposed to teach him? Either way, Zepp was an okay character, and so he's right here. 5th place, number 5, I'm going to put Dr. Gordon, and again, he's only this low simply because he's not revealed to be a killer until the very end of the 7th movie, and then we don't see him again in Jigsaw or Spiral or Saw X. Maybe he'll show up in another movie later on down the road, but right now he's right here, number 5. I really loved Cary Elwes as Dr. Gordon in the first Saw movie. I've never understood the hate that his performance got. But yeah, I really liked him in the first one. And while it was cool to see him back in 7, having him back in the worst movie of the franchise just really brings it down for me. And also the reveal of him being a killer is one of the most obvious plot twists in history. Especially with how his character was acting near the beginning of the movie, was completely opposite as to how his character was acting in the first movie. So yeah, the final reveal where he takes the pig mask off, it was obvious it was going to be Dr. Gordon. But again, cool to see him back. Would love to see him again, so he's here at number 5. Number 4, we're going to have Mark Hoffman, and I think this guy's a complete badass. Yeah, sure, the character did run his course by the end of Saw 7. Even by the end of Saw 6, some people were starting to get tired of the character, but I like Hoffman. Sure, I was happy to see him go at the end of 7 because of how brutal he was getting. And I really love Costas Mandylor in the role. And spoiler alert, if you haven't seen Saw X yet, he is in the mid-credits. Really great to see him back in the role. Really interested to see where they go from that mid-credit scene if they do make an 11th movie. But yeah, Hoffman, real badass character. I think he's got some of the most brutal traps in the series. And I really like the angle of he's not trying to teach people, he just wants to punish people. And that's why Jill and Gordon had to step in and stop him by the end of the franchise. But yeah, I really like Hoffman. Really great to see him back in Saw X. Maybe we'll see him again. Great character. He's right here. Number 3 is going to be Shank from Spiral, and I see a lot of people have this character near the bottom of their list for the killers in the franchise, and a lot of people have Spiral near the bottom of their ranking for the films, but I thought Spiral was a great movie. And I thought Max Minghella did really great as Shank pre-reveal, and yes, the reveal was probably a little obvious that it was going to be him, because when we think the character dies, we don't see the trap he's put in like we see the trap that everybody else was put in. So yeah, maybe the reveal is a little obvious, but I still really liked him post-reveal. I really liked the way his mannerisms really change once he's revealed to be the killer. He just goes full psycho, and like I said in my Scream rankings, I really love when a post-reveal killer just goes for it in the third act, and Max Minghella really went for it. So yeah, I really like Shank. I'd love to see this story continued. Maybe one day we will, but as for now, he's here at number 3. Number 2, second place runner-up, I'm going to have Amanda from Saw 2, Saw 3, and Saw X. And I love Amanda. I thought that she was a great character. Shawnee Smith is fantastic as the character. I really love seeing her back in Saw X. Really humanized her character along with John. And I really love the arc that she goes through, and especially with the context of Saw X, we get a little bit more context into why her character went down the road that she did. But yeah, really great to see Shawnee Smith in the role, and I really, really would love to see her again, but if we don't, I feel like we got a really great conclusion to her character with Saw X, giving more context to her arc in Saw 2 and 3. So yeah, great character, second place. But number 1, first place, best killer in the franchise. If there was any doubt, it's John Kramer. The original, the Jigsaw. Tobin Bell just absolutely nails this role. And even for the movies that he's barely featured in, he still does a really great job when he comes on screen. He just understands the assignment. And I love the fact that Saw X actually made him the hero of the movie, where most of the time he's painted as the villain. In Saw X, he's actually testing this horrible group of people but he's still giving them a chance. And you get some really great character moments between him and Amanda, really emotional character moments. Tobin Bell just understood the assignment in the entire franchise. He's easily the best. First place, number 1, John Kramer. So that was my ranking for all 8 Jigsaw killers. What's your ranking for these characters? I'd love to hear your ranking down in the comments. Let me know what you thought about each killer on this list. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.